What's up, guys? Just wanted to do a quick video on my 1/6 scale Michael Myers. I had them up on Sideshow Freaks for a while because I was thinking about selling them. I was getting tons of offers, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I just took it back down. But yeah, I was getting a lot of questions on them. People wanted photos, wanted to know what I used to make them, and things like that. I rarely have time. I'm a full-time tattoo artist, so I'm never home. It took me over a year to build this guy to exactly how I want it. Mind you, I only have like 1 or 2 hours a day to mess around with extra stuff like this. But yeah, these are the coveralls from Yunsil. The best coveralls that you can get, I think, right now. I mean, they're pretty pricey, but you know, if you want to build a good Myers figure, you just have to get it, you know. I used a TTM body, TTM 19, I believe, the narrow shoulder. The hands are crap, so I had to switch them out. I forget what figure I used, but the hands look pretty good, but I may get different ones. There's the Vietnam era jungle boots. They actually have shoelaces so you could tie them up. I have plenty of pairs of those. I use those from a lot of my custom figures. I think they just look cool. The sculpt underneath is pretty funny. The mask itself is glued onto the sculpt right now, so it can't be removed. Because if you don't, the mask is just gonna move around. That's an actual latex mask. The mask was actually Daryl from The Walking Dead. I took the sculpt that came with the 3-0 figure and ripped it off because I just hated that sculpt. I bought the Damn Toys version with the short hair, and all I did was swap the hair out. So Daryl has a better face with the long hair. And I had the head sculpt extra just lying around, so I tried the mask on. I have a bunch of extra heads, and I tried them all, and his head sculpt worked the best for Michael Myers' mask. So it actually fit really well. But what I did was I put the mask on it and then I glued it down on the forehead so it just cannot come off again. The one thing I did do was I padded his waist a little bit around the waist because you know the figures, they have the articulated waist, so it kind of cuts in, not like human beings. So what I did was I padded it because this elastic band, it's very tight and it squeezes, and every 1/6 scale figure, the thighs are really weird. They always bulge out. So the padding kind of helps disguise that a little bit. Certain poses you can tell. I try to do action poses so that you can't really tell. If he's standing straight up, then yeah, you can tell. But I padded that. I padded his traps a little bit because it looked a little weird. Because 1/6 scale clothing just does not lay well on a figure. It's not the same as us. It's just physics. So I padded him up to make him look proportionate a little bit. I'm like a stickler for anatomy. And the last thing I did was I put these ankle pegs. I found them on eBay. They actually make your figure taller. Because the coveralls, even though they're great, they're just a tad too long. So when you have it on the 1/6 scale body, it makes it look baggy. And if you look at the movie, they don't look baggy. I mean, they fall, then they lay down. They just hang. And I wanted to replicate that. But I mean, for what it is, I don't consider him to be a part of any collection. He's by himself, so he can be as tall as he wants to be or whatever, just as long as he looks good, because he's like my favorite fictional character of all time. This knife, I don't know who made this knife. It's like some artist who makes the knives, I guess. He's pretty big for some reason for making knives. But it's actual metal with a wood handle. I would take it off, but I don't feel like putting it back on. The mask itself, created by Creations Unearthed. From what I know, he made masks a few years ago, and I saw pictures from a few years ago, and they just look crazy. But I guess he's getting better. What I did, I wanted to play it safe. I asked him to send me a mask that was blank. No paint, don't style the hair, just put the hair on it and, just send it to me and I'll do it. So what I did was I painted it myself, weathered it, added the contrast where it needed to be, so the lighting will help deepen the contrast and the shadowing. I styled the hair, trimmed it, gelled it up, fixed it to how I wanted it. And because I actually have a very nice replica mask up there. I mean, it is awesome. So I used that as a direct reference to try to make this little mask look better. And I mean, in my opinion, I think I have the ultimate Myers figure. I've had many head sculpts and I didn't like any of them. I had Kane sculpt. I had two of them actually. Really good paint application. I think maybe Silent Surfer painted one of them because that paint job was awesome. But the sculpt was just, I didn't like it. He looks weird, and it's way too big. If I put a Kane sculpt on this, his head is enormous. It's ridiculous. I don't know what kind of body you're gonna use for a Kane's figure. I don't know. But I had Kane's. I had Mad Bug. Everyone was raving about Mad Bug's version 2. I don't think it's all that great. And then I went with the One's Custom Blackest Eyes, and I just hated that one. It was horrible. I actually have it up here, right there. And what I did was I stripped all the paint off, so I'm gonna repaint it, rip that damn hair off, because he has some kind of hair. I don't even know what kind of hair he uses, but he puts it on a material and glues it on there like a rug. So that's why everyone's One's Customs Blackest Eyes, the figures just look crazy because he has a huge afro. I mean, that looked crazy. So what I'm gonna do is I ordered the Tibetan fur, and I'm actually just gonna do it myself, and then I'm gonna repaint it and we'll see how it looks, because the sculpt looks pretty decent, but the hair was just awful. I don't know what he was thinking. This guy's creepy. This thing is really creepy. Especially at night when it's dark and that face just pops out. It creeps you out. But yeah, just let me know what you think. If you guys need some help or anything getting the figure together, just hit me up. I'm on Sideshow Freaks too. Yeah, just let me know if you have any questions or anything. Oh, and I also have a Warlock version coming from Creations Unearthed. Very anxious to get that one. He's actually working on brand new sculpts now and on a new method to make the masks a lot smoother. Because, these are 1/6 scale masks. They're tiny fucking masks, which is ridiculous that he can even make them, But they have a texture to them because they're so small. But you overlook it, you kind of forgive it because of what it is. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. But yeah, so I have a Warlock version coming in, and I'm very anxious to get that figure going. I'm gonna be making him all new body, all new coveralls. I have someone making them for me, really good coveralls. So as soon as I get that one done, I'll make a video for that and give all the information for that one too. So there you have it. All right, take care, guys.